Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I am the Black Dove Oracle, and I want to welcome you back to my podcast, my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support of this brand new channel. It's an endeavor, you all, and I'm figuring out what is the best way for me to present content here. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of ways of presenting my channeled messages. And so I really do appreciate your feedback. Appreciate your comments. And I just appreciate your time, really. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping through and taking a listen. On my channel, I do readings that show my hands and show the cards. I also do readings that feature my face. And some readings that I do, channeled messages that I do, are audio only. And this is one of those messages that's audio only. So you will only be listening. I think why I like to offer audio only is I'm clairaudient. And many of the times when I'm listening to my fellow psychic colleagues, I'm just listening. I'm really not looking at the screen most of the time, unless they're like, "Look at this card," and I'm like running over to the screen. So I thought I would cater to some people who actually might be multitasking while they're listening to readings, or people who are clairaudient. I think when you're clairaudient, you get a lot of connection through listening. So let me know your experiences if you feel like you're clairaudient. So my honeys, we have 4 different choices for this particular channeled message. I was listening to, I wasn't listening to something, actually, I was reading something, and it was just kind of like something that someone posted on Instagram. And they were talking about a new level of peace they were feeling when they kind of understood something about people. And I said, you know what, that would make a great reading topic. What is actually giving you a new level of peace? What is happening when you feel a new level of peace? Why is that? What was maybe interrupting that peace? And how did you come to a place where you only feel peace? Because there's a new understanding, right? So the timestamps will be in the description box below. And if you have not already, I want to invite you to my brand new website, www.blackdoveoracle.com. It is the only way to get in touch with me in regards to a personal reading. I love doing personal readings. I don't do many during the week because I have other work that I do. But when you contact me or go to my website, that's where you can find out about all the different levels of readings I have available. I also do mystical, spiritual life coaching. So if that's something you're interested in and you feel like we would be a vibe together, please go and read that description. My honeys, if you want to reach out to me for anything else, this is my email address, blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. So these are the only ways to get in touch with me. I won't reach out to you in comments. I won't reach out to you on other platforms. So please be careful, my honeys. And just understand that there are people out there who need to create their own economies. And hey, these are hard times. I guess people make their choices. But this is just the only way to reach out to me personally. Okay. Lastly, I really do want you to like, comment, and subscribe. If anything on these channeled messages resonates with you, it's really a wonderful, powerful, and really generous way to help me grow this channel. I appreciate it. Okay, my honeys, we are going to get into our different groups, a new level of peace that you feel. Thank you. Hello, group number 1. This is Kamara, and I am the Black Dove Oracle. Welcome to this channeled message. regarding a new level of peace you feel. And I said ... because it's like, when do you feel this new level of peace? I want to kind of maybe even float back to when you weren't feeling such a great level of peace. And then we'll tap into why you're feeling this new level of peace. We'll figure out how the cards want to present it, actually, because immediately when I picked up this deck, I have this new deck which I really love, the Sufi Tarot. And group number 1, this new level of peace that you feel has to be because you're in your Empress energy. I think you finally realized, group number 1, a kind of success that not others can measure themselves against, or you need to compare to others. This level of success for you is about feeling very comfortable where you are financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. For many of you in group number 1, you have realized a certain kind of comfort in just accepting who you are, where you are, and where you're going. Spirit is showing me that flowers are blooming around you now. Many of you are quite fertile, and you could quite literally be fertile, as in, if you want to have a child right now, this would be a time to try to conceive. If you don't want that at this time or ever, then it's letting you know too that you're probably in a heightened state of fertility. But really, this fertility Spirit is speaking about is quite symbolic, because you are understanding, you're in some kind of rhythm, group number 1, where not only are you masterful in manifestation, you're quite beautiful, classy. There's something about you that is wearing this energy quite well. Some of you are being described as elegant. Some of you are being described even as opulent. Take it where it resonates. Someone out there, very specific, may have gotten themselves a new piece of jewelry. Something that is quite the statement piece. Could be a necklace, could be a ring, could be a bracelet, could be a pair of earrings. But you decided to treat yourself to a piece of jewelry. And I'm getting this jewelry is definitely something that is not costume. That it's quite made of real gemstones even, or real, just more expensive metals. For some of you, you may have even invested in a crown, okay? There are some people who wear a little tiara, a crown, okay? I want that to actually be a thing, y'all. I want that to be a thing. Because I think what Spirit is sharing with you here, group number 1, is this new level of peace that you feel because you are no longer, I'm hearing, sparring with others. You're no longer fighting, competing. I don't get that you necessarily were a competitive person, group number 1, but I do get that energy came out when you were around certain people, meaning they felt that competition and you kind of just reacted to that energy. If it wasn't that, I think that there was a level of perfectionism that you had to kind of scale down, or maybe temper, or really understand about yourself, because in that perfectionism, you often low-key compared yourself to other people. You're wondering how well you were doing. You're wondering how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, or, how successful you are. And I think group number one, this new level of peace is coming after you have learned how to become your own competition, how to become your own measure of success. And it's relaxed a lot of things about you. You may even have better relationships with friends that maybe in the beginning things were a little rocky or inconsistent. You seem to now have better relationships, especially with people of your same identity, gender identity, if you have one. I'm saying, like, if you are identifying as a woman, there's less competition in your relationships with other women. If you're identifying as a male or man, same thing. Just less competition among your peers. Now, non-binary, we would also say there too that it's not necessarily that there was like other non-binary people you were competing against. It was more of just trying to figure out, am I embodying this identity the way I want to? Maybe there was questions around that. So that's very specific too. But again, I think there's a level of growth here, group number one, that has happened maybe over the last few months, maybe over the last couple of years. Spirit is saying it's a more recent change where you're allowing yourself to just relax into who you are. Maybe there's no labels. Maybe there's just a feeling that you have been relaxing into. It's kind of interesting because I'm looking at the avatar for group number one, and know that you can change these avatars around. But if you're looking at the blonde, kind of feminine feature avatar here, there's a little bit of a light that is a little more prominent on that person's chest area, like upper stomach. And Spirit kind of just zoned in on that, saying there's a new energy, group number one, that you are tapping into. And that energy is shifting a lot of the undertones of previous relationships. It's shifting, it's softening, it's placing a focus somewhere else. And really that somewhere else is within. Yeah, so there's not... For you, group number one, there's not a sense that you are worried about the same things you used to be worried about, or focused on the same things you used to focus on. So what is this new level of peace? Group number one. Yeah, there it is again. This idea that previously you may have been trying, and Spirit is emphasizing that word, trying and focusing on standing out from the crowd. When you relax that, you actually do stand out from the crowd. You actually do become a very unique expression of yourself. So there's a certain kind of clarity that you have right now, group number one, about this peace that you feel, because I think you always thought, I will feel more peaceful when I know I'm successful, when I know I'm prosperous, when I know I'm doing things right. And wow, the Emperor card just showed up. Okay. So we have the Empress and the Emperor here. I would say, yeah, you understand, some of you understand this because you have finally connected with that divine counterpart, and that divine counterpart is showing you how much you've grown, how much you're ready. And for others of you where this isn't a situation of you looking for a divine counterpart, this is much more about two powerful halves of yourselves coming together to create one kind of imprint. I don't know if that is even a word, imprint energy. There's a certain level of leadership now that you're at where you feel very comfortable with it. You feel very at peace with it. group number one. And then there's this sense that the prosperity that you've created, it isn't like a running faucet. It's something where you can actually start to build a savings, where you're building a financial future for yourself. It isn't constantly, money isn't constantly going out to pay bills or do repairs or some unexpected expense. You're finally weaving together a life that is not only responsive, but one that is as well, I'm hearing preventative too. So maybe there's just something in the choices you're making, group number one. The outcome is much more stability, much more awareness around how you're spending your money and resources and time, and where you need to spend your time, money, and resources. So there's something there, group number one. Spirit is also saying this new level of peace is coming from you allowing yourself to be the Fool, to be in full energy, meaning you don't need to know how everything's going to turn out. You don't even need to know how to do something. And there's something there about trusting your intuition, but also using that journey of the Fool to be okay with not knowing, to be okay with figuring in some form or fashion, you have shaped a lot of your life to resonate with where you're going and what you want to grow instead of respond. I keep hearing that from Spirit, that there's a big difference in how you used to regard life and decisions. And so group number one, Page of Swords is here. And Page of Swords is like, yes, we are ready to be more targeted, more strategic about the plans that we're making. Spirit is also saying with the Knight of Swords, wow, you have a lot of intellectual strategy happening here. And a Knight of Swords is coming in even more swiftly to say, yes, these strategies, we're knowing they're going to work because there's evidence attached to it. We're seeing our lives energetically change. Where there used to be a hum of anxiety, where there used to be a hum of stress, there's now kind of a gentle peacefulness, group number one. I think this new level of peace is allowing you to plant seeds, sow seeds. And again, for some of you, this could be a seed of another new being, such as a child, or it could be seeds of a new project, a new business, a new relationship. So that is clear, group number one, that you are in your season, and that's bringing you quite a new level of peace. What else is bringing you a new level of peace, group number one? I think for some of you, you've really connected with some kind of meditative practice, and it's starting to be something that you're taking on and doing quite regularly. Yeah. What's also interesting is that you have pulled back on, for some of you, you've pulled back on trying to find and cultivate the perfect relationship. And in doing that and just focusing inwardly on yourself, you have attracted a really cool candidate, group number one. Someone who really aligns with you, someone who is very present with you, I'm seeing. If it hasn't happened yet, it's on its way. It really is, because this Wheel of Fortune is also upright. It's saying friends, new lover, new partner, all those things are also coming into focus for you, group number one. Last few messages, a new level of peace you feel when When you start to trust your intuition, you start to understand that your womb, if you are in the feminine with a womb, your womb is also a brain center. Your womb is also a magical center. And it's helping you to understand how you think, how you feel, how you manifest. And so, group number one, this new level of peace that you feel is literally, Spirit is saying here, because of the new and better choices you're making in life. Yeah. Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck to confirm that. Better choices. Accountable relationships. A practice of going within, whether that's meditation or magic, whatever it is, this manifestation you're having as this empress, as this emperor, it's quite powerful. For some of you, if this hasn't, if a divine counterpart is something you want, there is someone coming your way. This person is quite different from you. Even though they carry the energy of an emperor or empress, whoever you might be looking for. This person carries that energy, has that same kind of leadership skills. They're just different. If you are more elegant and wrapped in robes and wearing your jewelry and just looking very the part, this person is much more of a kind of like a heartier, earthier side of being the emperor. This person could even have more indigenous background of some sort, like they're into shamanism. They might be into more earth-based spiritualities. This person could be ceremonially tattooed. This person may actually have some kind of animal skull in their house. That's very specific. Or they may have the totem of a crow or a blackbird of some sort. Yeah, with this person, you both are going to create, a Spirit is saying, a new tribe. Whether that's with people in your community or you're having children together. It's a new tribe. It's two tribes coming together. I don't know why Spirit's giving me like a quick imagery of Game of Thrones when the Queen of Dragons, what was her name before she was the Queen of Dragons? When she comes to meet her new husband, who is part of this like tribal folks, it's something like that. It's kind of like not exactly that story frame, but more of like two different maybe cultures coming together, two different like spiritual practices coming together to create something brand new. And it's interesting because Spirit is saying there's going to be so much more of a symmetry than a conflict because of the differences. And those differences might even bring together a brand new practice. That's for somebody. So group number one, this is a new level of peace that you are feeling, that you are coming into. If you resonated with any or part of this channeled message, could you please give me a thumbs up? It's a great way to support this brand new channel. If you like these channeled messages and want to hear more, please consider subscribing to this channel. If you click that bell, you get notified when I upload new readings. So group number one, if this is where we part, I look forward to seeing you in future readings. Take care. Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle and group number two. This is your channeled message on a new level of peace that you feel. And there's a little ... after that, because why are you feeling this new level of peace? What has happened? What has been a realization for you? Spirit says for group number 2, it has been quite profound, this realization that you've come to recently. There is something about you understanding in this course, in this time in your life, that your anxieties, maybe for a good part of your life, have been driving you into some kind of action. You're always in action, group number 2. Maybe this is in the past, so just take it where it resonates. But there's a certain kind of an anxiety for group number 2 that has propelled them to keep moving, keep going. No breaks, no rest. And the 5 of Swords comes up here in reverse. Because this new level of peace that you're in, group number 2, it's recuperating, maybe retrieving, I'm hearing, restoring all that was taken from you in terms of peace, in terms of rest, in terms of restoration. You are now in a season, group number 2, of taking back your peace. In fact, that is the new level of peace that you're in right now, group number 2. You're no longer saving things, hanging on to things just in case. So group number 2, this new level of peace that you feel is coming after a long term. I'm hearing the word term with anxiety, with worry. And now that you have safely contained this anxiety and worry, because I believe some of you have even taken on a practice of imagining that this anxiety and worry has a special place where it can be contained, I'm hearing, where it can be put in a place where it can be expressed carefully, where it can be expressed sacredly. This worry, this anxiety, it doesn't get to have free reign in your life, group number 2. It doesn't get to interpret things that you may have done as a mistake or a failure. It now has its own place, because all of our feelings, the ones that we judge as good, the ones that we judge as bad, they all have a place for us. They have a place and time for us. And anxiety and worry are no different. They may have started out as very protective feelings, but as they grew larger, as they didn't have any containment, like a fire, because that is what this Son of Staffs is representing. This Knight of Wands is representing uncontained fire. And Spirit is saying the very first human beings that came in contact with the element of fire didn't know it needed containment. So as the fire burned, it burned everything, and sometimes everyone. And Spirit is bringing back this ancestral story of uncontained fire, because Spirit wants you to know that this anxiety and worry, group number 2, it has been an uncontained fire in your life. And our early ancestors knew from trial and error that fire must always be contained. And that containment means that there's intention. If fire is to be used for cooking, it will be contained by something of a small area so that we can place pots upon it, so that we can hang articles to be roasted above it. It had to be small, it had to be contained, and it had to be strong. And if fire was being used in other ways to protect oneself or to create uh, vegetation lines or, barriers, the fire was used always with intention going forward. Our anxiety, our worries, they're a kind of fiery emotion that when we need the intention of being concerned, they arrive, they show up to be used. But when they are not contained, they turn into worry, they turn into anxiety. So the new level of peace you feel, group number 2, it is because you have learned how to set an intention around something that was once wild and running rampant in your life. And now there's this calm. Now there's this peace. And for many of you, you're wondering, what is this calm and peace? What is it ushering in for me? What is coming next? And when you ask that question, Spirit says, don't ask it too long. It can turn into worry. What's coming next? But what's coming next for you, group number 2, is a fascination. Like, wow, okay, I did that. What is next? And Spirit is saying what's next is your ability, your power to be the Hierophant, the priest, the priestess, who has alchemically learned how to wield fire with air, with breath. Many of you, Spirit is saying in group number 2, if you feel like you have not arrived yet at containing or setting intention around your anxiety and worry, Spirit is saying your breath is the vehicle, breath work. And for many of you who have introduced yourself to breath work, you are understanding that it does reduce the internal fires. It does contain them, this anxiety and this worry. So this new level of peace you feel is when you understand what was given to us as life force is also that thing that can protect us, our breath. Group number 2, I need to look. I'm using the Sufi tarot right now, and I want to see what it says for a particular card that's called Sabir. Is it Sabir? Which is temperance. Spirit said, read from this book. So temperance, as many of you may know, is that balance, it's moderation, it's patience. It's steadiness. It's a lack of extremes. It's choosing the middle path, group number 2. And when we are in disharmony, when our fire is uncontrolled, there's disharmony, there's imbalance, there's impulsivity, there's rash decisions, there's indulgence, overindulgence, and a need for restraint. Group number 2, the new level of peace you feel is because you have become the most mature Knight of Wands. You're at that place in Knight of Wands energy where the knight suddenly becomes qualified to become a king. And that's not always the path of the knight, Spirit is telling me. The knight sometimes will remain the knight until they transition out of this life. The knight is a good position to be in. However, the knight in your case, group number 2, is ready to become ordained, I'm hearing, as the King of Wands. The King of Wands, upright, has learned how to wield this fire, has learned all the conditions in which fire is to be useful. The King of Wands can tell everyone in their venue, is that the word? The King of Wands tells everyone in their kingdom or the dom how fire is to be used, because King of Wands is the master of fire. So Sabr, or temperance, is a card about balance and patience, a form of acceptance that connects us to our angelic nature. It points to benefits of creating equilibrium, not just between the inner and the outer, but also between the emotions and logic, the spiritual and the physical, the earth and the water. The being we stand half water in half water and half on land, balancing the material between both of our consciousness, is connected to higher realms. It brings two into perfect harmony until they merge. Sabr teaches us to blend dualities, to bring together that which may seem disparate. As the Sufis say, God is to be found where opposites meet. Thank you, Spirit, for having me read that one, because Spirit is saying here, group number 2, that the new level of peace that you feel is because you are becoming more and more a non-dual being, meaning you are not living in the how do we want to say, intense binaries of feeling and identity. You are now merging into self. You are now becoming one, because you understand how to wield, how to work with your fire. Wow. So group number 2, this new level of peace that you feel. What else, Spirit? It's come about, group number 2, because you are being now radically honest with yourself. You're no longer playing in the arena of facade. You are no longer willing to suffocate under an armor just to pretend that you're all well, you're all good. And you are recognizing that in many ways, when you have denied your fire, when you have tried to pretend anxiety and worry is not leading you into chaos, you have, in essence, betrayed yourself. You have become a person who lives in self-denial. So this new peace you are feeling, it's coming because you're radically honest with yourself, group number 2, radically honest with others. Even though others could possibly abandon you, criticize you, whatever the possible outcome could be, you choose yourself, group number 2. That is the new level of peace that you feel. The one that can only come from choosing yourself. Spirit is saying there's someone that's coming into my Spirit is giving me kind of an image of someone. Not often does Spirit do this, but Spirit is saying you are listening right now and you have been wondering how to break free of this pattern of yours. because all you want to do is escape. And this is very specific. It's not for everyone, but for group 2, whoever is here who wants to escape, sometimes by listening to too many of these readings, by sometimes engaging with maybe the lowest level of some of these readings out here on YouTube land, Spirit is saying here, these distractions, they do not take away from your anxiety and worry. In fact, they build upon them. They are gasoline on your fire. And so Spirit is suggesting to someone right now, 9 of Wands upright, that it is time to dust yourself off, to try again, to stand among your wands, head bandaged, a little bruised, but you are still here. You are still powerful. And you still have much of a purpose to fulfill, a mission to recognize. And so Spirit is guiding you right now, whoever it is that's listening, and helping you to understand that our addictions are really just distractions. The devil is up right here. Our addictions are just distractions that are trying to take us away from the task, Spirit is saying, of containing our fire. Fire is not dangerous, Spirit is saying. But left uncontained, it can become everyone's enemy. Spirit is saying here that someone is dealing with the lessons of the elements, and fire is that lesson you are now setting out to learn. But guess what? The sun is here. Spirit just presented the sun upright and said, here it is. Here is the lesson. Here is the solution. Here is the great ball of fire that is in space, in the sky. What is containing it? How is it that this ball of fire doesn't consume us all? And Spirit is saying it's our consciousness that keeps it where it is, that keeps it utilizing, keeps us having the ability, I'm hearing correctly, to utilize its warmth, to utilize its energy. Spirit is saying that human beings are masters of fire. We've learned how to use its energy to get solar power, to enliven our energy systems, to make our skin darker, to cook, to call each other. We've utilized this abundant energy, and it's contained by our expectation that it's here for us. It's here for our use. Yes, the sun could probably be responsible for many fires. Yes, the sun can be responsible for drought. But Spirit is also saying those are very contained ways in which we recognize our relationship with it. We, group number 2, have also used fire to express our love for one another, our passion for one another, our passion for life, our passion for our hobbies, our work. Love is fire. Love is fire. So this new level of peace that you feel, group number 2, it is here because you have decided to stop and just stand on the ground that you were born upon, to feel the fire upon your skin, to feel it seep in deep into your bones and access the story of your anxiety and your worries, and to understand they can always be contained. Lastly, Spirit is saying here that for some of you, this new relationship with fire will come with certain confessions, certain things you're going to begin to reveal about yourself. And it will be important because it's going to help you find out just where you've been living in illusion, where you've been living in lack, where you've been distracting yourself. So this new level of inner peace for you, group number 2, is about extreme growth, extreme healing, but balanced healing. Maybe I should say that, because Spirit's like, we're getting away from extremes, but it's a balance. After a life of feeling so much in binary chaos, you're now in balance, group number 2. So that's the new level of peace that you feel. And group number 2, if you resonate with any or all of this channeled message, would you please consider giving it a thumbs up? It's just a way to help me grow this brand new channel, help getting the word out to others who might need to tap into the wisdom of these messages from Spirit. And group number 2, if this is where we part, consider subscribing, clicking that bell so that you get notified when I upload new channeled messages. And again, if this is where we part for good, I hope that you heed this lesson of fire and utilize it for your health, for your love, for your healing. Okay, group number 2. Thank you. Hello, group number 3. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome to your channeled message, a new level of peace you feel. Group numbers 1 and 2, pretty deep. Group number 3, I expect no less. So group number 3, let's tap into this new level of peace that you feel. You have the Malika of Cups coming from the Sufi Tarot. This new level of peace that you feel, group number 3, it's like you're rejoicing. You're like, thank you. There's a lot of deep gratitude here. There's a sense of like being in touch with the omnipresence of Spirit, having all of your emotions kind of align with the ultimate miracle of Spirit, the miracle of life. I'm hearing. There's some kind of realization you've come to recently, group number 3. Maybe it's a oneness of life. You know, when you get that feeling of, no, we were all one. There's a divine purpose here speaking. Oh, wow. I think this is happening, group number 3, because this new level of peace that you feel is love. It's a deep affection for someone. It's someone, if you have been involved with this person or you are partnered or married to them, it's a deep love that has just continued to grow. Even as you both get older, it unfolds new levels of understanding. And it's as if you could never imagine your life being without this person. You both hold these really beautiful, I'm hearing ancestral cups for each other. If you are single, Spirit is saying that this love is coming through first as a feeling you have for yourself, like a feeling of like, wow, I actually am in a place where I feel at peace with who I am. I feel at peace with how I'm moving and navigating in life. And Spirit is saying it first shows up as you, but you too, the single people of group number 3, you are reaching into the abundance, the 9 of coins of this feeling, of this inner peace, because it's coming to you as abundance. It's coming to you as a life that now feels steady and grounded and with nothing but great things coming towards it. You're feeling as if this kind of love for yourself, this confidence, this love, this self-awareness, it's been a long time coming. You have had to train your mind, your body, your thoughts to love yourself, group number 3. And it's bringing to you this level of peace that no one from the outside could give to you. No one from the outside can give this to you, group number 3. You understand that being critical of yourself, of hating yourself even, of having some kind of disdain for any kind of parts of yourself physically or mentally has put you in the past in a prison. And with this 8 of Swords, it's like you are finally ready to take off the blindfold. You've taken off the blindfold that has kept you from yourself, group number 3. And this new level of peace is your self-acceptance, your self-love. Now, for some of you, it's demonstrated through a more, how do I want to say, recent relationship, or maybe one that is coming in. Everyone in group 3 is in some part of the timeline where this relationship will come in or has come in to be a demonstration of how much you love yourself. This relationship, possibly with someone who's very spiritual, someone who's very connected to their own divine inner nature. It's going to be an experience, or has been an experience, that has been quite godly. And as you are kind of figuring out how this relationship fits with your life, for some of you, you're trying to figure out, how do I maintain balance here? Because there's something about this person, this energy, that I have lacked for so long. I could just get caught up in it. But Spirit is saying, because you came first through the vehicle of self-love, the balance is totally fine here. Because the Justice card is saying you are holding out this love in equilibrium. You're not only using your heart, but you're using your mind, group number 3. You're using the physical. There's a balance between all of it. And this has been a probably harder bridge to cross, because in the past, you could have lost yourself in love. You could have surrendered who you were in love. And Spirit is saying here, group number 3, whether you are in a commitment right now or you are single and one's coming towards you, you are ready. I keep getting the two of Pentacles in this particular deck. And it's like someone's riding a bike and they're just gently maintaining the balance of these 2 pentacles. And that is how Spirit is showing up as this new level of peace for you, group number 3, that you can balance all areas of your life so that they are peaceful for you, so they are grounded for you. You can have a relationship with another. You can be on your own. You can work a job that you like. There's something there where nothing is out of balance. Nothing is taking too much. Nothing is taking too little. Temperance has yet to come out, but I keep wondering, that's the vibe. Who did show up is this Emperor, group number 3. I keep sensing their energy. Some of you are already with this energy. Others of you, this person is coming in. They are very wise. They are connected to their ancestors. They're very mature. They have had their own past, one of a warrior, one where they have had to heal from some of that fighting, and they've had to kind of restore themselves from a warrior perspective. For some of you, and this is just very specific, this person could be a veteran of some sort, like they were prior in the military. For others of you, this is someone who maybe they are in the legal field. Maybe they are advocate or an activist. This is someone who has had to fight something. Spirit also is saying here, very specific, but to mention it, this person may have had to fight an illness. Okay? So whoever this Emperor is coming towards you, group number 3, they are in a 4 of Swords energy. They're very contemplative right now. They are in this place in their life where they too are experiencing a new level of peace. I think when you both happen upon each other, you both will meet on the same waters, I'm hearing. That could be literal or figuratively. But look, the Queen of Cups comes out right after this Emperor and the 4 of Swords. So this Emperor is going to see you as a Queen of Cups, group number 3. Regardless of gender, the Emperor is going to see you as someone who's so well balanced, so peaceful. I think before they see you, they feel you. They feel your energy. They feel your groundedness, your inner peace. They feel that first. It's almost as if, like when you're in a store, maybe a bookstore, and you're behind a shelf, but you hear someone's voice. You don't see them yet. You just hear their voice. You connect with their energy and their voice is just so calm, so grounded. It's going to be a situation like that, Spirit is showing me, group number 3, where this person feels your energy before they see you. And it makes them kind of want to turn around that corner in the bookstore and say, who is that? And it may not happen exactly like that, but for someone it might. And if you're already with this person, you are their rock. You are the place where they can connect with inner peace, but they also bring it to you. So let's not get it twisted. There's reciprocation happening here, group number 3, in all kinds of timelines. There's a reciprocity in this relationship that will forever be there. But for many of you, you have never experienced this in a relationship. You may have always experienced an imbalance there, someone taking too much or someone giving too much. And at the bottom of the deck is the Fool. So group number 3, for those of you who are single and bringing in this energy, it's new territory for you. You are just going to be blown away. Okay, there's not another shoe that's getting ready to drop. There's not a big reveal that's coming. No, this is this person. Spirit is telling me the way that they show up is someone with very good judgment, someone who takes their time, someone who's very contemplative. And they think before they speak. They think before they act. And again, this Queen of Cups came out twice. So you are definitely not only perceived as this energy, Malika of Cups is Queen of Cups, and so is Queen of Cups. So, I mean, from two different decks, we have Queen of Cups prominently being featured here as your energy group number 3, and you are being seen as the greatest gift this person will ever receive in life. That's what Spirit is saying. They are like, you are a gift. They see you as such, and they will want to hang on to you. Oh my gosh, they are going to experience a little bit inside of them. I don't think it's jealousy. I just feel like they will experience something. Spirit's just saying, call it something, because they've learned to deal a lot with their emotions, but they're going to experience a little something. It's like a little wobble when they meet you, because they cannot imagine their lives without you. Once they meet you, they're not going to be able to imagine their life without you. And there's something in that realization for them, group number 3, that gives them a little bit of a wobble, because I think up until this point, their healing process has been about relying on themselves, loving themselves, being grounded in themselves, and not being super attached. In fact, this person might be a Buddhist practitioner. They might deal a lot with non-attachment, but guess what? When they meet you, group number 3, there's feelings of attachment. Spirit's like, yeah, there's a little spirit. Spirit's like, yes, there's gonna be a little bit, and they're gonna wonder, am I going backwards? Like, what the heck's happening here? And it's just a little wobble. It's just a little something I think they're going to be able to handle on their own, because they're going to realize, oh, okay, there's just like a little something left inside of me that I need to address. Some kind of fear, some kind of past choice that I still haven't really gotten over. This person will figure it out in group number 3. And it's just, I'm seeing 9 of Pentacles twice here too. You are quite literally their wish fulfillment. And I would say, group number 3, they are yours. Okay? And again, if you are already with this person, it's just a deepening. This new level of inner peace that you're feeling is how this relationship is just going deeper now. There's a new understanding. You both are not responding to each other in the same way. There's a peace. There's an inner calm. I think you know it if you're already with this person, what I mean, and what Spirit means. Okay, group number 3. Very deep. And Spirit is saying here, you deserve it. I just heard that. Okay. So, group number 3, if any of this resonated with you, if it connected with you at a deep level, please give it a thumbs up. You may even want to give it a nice blue heart in the comments, because there's something very watery here about you, group number 3. And I don't know, you could be a Cancer, you could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, you could be a water sign, or you're just tapping into that energy. So, if you like the way that I channel messages and want to stay deeply connected, please consider subscribing to this brand new channel. If you click the bell, you'll get notified when I upload new channeled messages and tarot messages. And group number 3, if this is where we part, wow, what a beautiful relationship. Okay, take care, my honeys. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and this is your channeled message, a new level of peace you feel. Group number 4. This is your channeled message, and I gotta tell you, groups 1, 2, and 3, very lovely, quite lovely. So, group number 4, this new level of peace. What's it about? Wow. It has to do with choices. It has to do with driving your own life based on your own choices. That's the new level of peace that you feel. Feeling like you actually can exercise choices in your life. I think for some of you, it's coming on the back of a past where life didn't feel so free, where life felt like you were being confined or even oppressed in certain situations. But now, group number 4, you are on top of the world. You feel so complete. It's as if everything is coming full circle. And it had to do, Spirit is saying, with the understanding that if you go within, the truth is always there for you. If you go within, the answers are always there for you. And I think you went within recently, group number 4, and found that your life is precious. And you should be living it in every moment in the way that you wish to live it. So for many of you in group number 4, this is about a intense liberation from what other people think, how other people's influence was driving your life. And Spirit is saying here, you decided to leave that all behind. Spirit was showing me someone who had to understand that in some cases, their liberation was threatening to other people. And that was why they received some of the reactions they've received in life, was because of the threat of their liberation. Because their liberation threatens the status quo. You may be from a group, an identity, group number 4, that is has been societally suppressed, oppressed. That could be your gender, it could be your sexuality, it could be your economic class, it could be your race, quite literally your gender. And sometimes an intersection of all of those things. You could be Black, cis woman who's also queer or non-binary. Can you see like all of those identities could be a threat? The liberation of those combined identities could be a threat to someone who wants the status quo to remain the same. But see, who you are, group number 4, the new level of peace that you feel is coming from a deep connection with your spirit self. You know who you are. You love who you are. You stand firmly in who you are. So this new level of peace comes when you can't be rocked off your throne, group number 4. When their insults, their backhanded comments, their ignorance, it no longer can affect you. It doesn't mean that sometimes you don't get angry or frustrated, but it just doesn't dig deep like it used to. Because Spirit is saying this new level of peace that you feel, it comes with a very impermeable love that you have for yourself. It just can't be penetrated with hate. It just can't. And even if you don't share all those different intersecting identities, maybe you're just like, I just identify as a woman. I identify as queer. You don't have to have a whole bunch of identifying identities, but really, Spirit is saying that one in previous times, people could bring out their sword and just put it through you with their ignorance, with their words, with their actions. And Spirit is saying here, the Spirit self is card number 1 in the Lantern Oracle. And it's like you're here and you're holding the essence of who you are in your hand. And the essence of who you are is so powerful. It's so beautiful. I just really think that you connected with your power, with your beauty. Group number 4. There's something quite natural and connected to nature here. Maybe nature had a deep hand in this healing. Because in this, there's a group of people I think that you have met recently that are your soul tribe, group number 4. They're people who you deeply connect with. They're people who understand the divine feminine and how it's been used or maybe even erased when it comes to balancing out the energies upon this very earth. And I think that these people, somehow they came together and they recognized they're people from all genders and identities and races. These people came together and they're linked. I mean, really, quite literally, they could be your soul tribe. And the way that they link, the way that they come together, it's a balance between emotions as well as materially, I'm hearing. Oh, that's very interesting. So these might be people, this is going to get very specific, but group number 4, you might be creating some kind of intentional community with these people. You might be creating a business with these people. Something that's coming where you all are going to even have lives that are materially interlinked. And you all trust each other. When you all come together, there's deep talks. You all can deeply share your feelings with one another and be heard and be supported. This new level of inner peace that you feel is coming from community, quite literally. And this new level of peace that you feel, group number 4, it's coming from releasing yourself from many toxic relationships, people who didn't understand you, people who were out for some other kind of gain that had nothing to do with who you are and how you're living in the world. And you've come upon, Spirit is saying, a ragtag of people. Is that the word? Ragtag? Like people who on a very outer appearance wouldn't even seem like they connect with each other. People who wouldn't even seem like they had anything in common. But you all share this commonality of strength, of confidence. You all also share, you all also share this ability of healing. Many of you in different ways have gone through some kind of heartbreak and you've healed from it. Maybe you all kind of shared a support group at some point. That's just very specific. But there's something you all have in common that you all healed from. Spirit is also saying it could be a physical illness, but I kind of think that it is something maybe more mental, more emotional. But when you guys came together, it was like the stars aligned. It was like, wow, here's my soul tribe. Damn, this is them. And when you find each other, because I think there's different timelines here. Some of you are on your way to finding these people. Some of you have recently found these people. There's different timelines. When you all find each other, it's going to be like the happiest group of people I think the earth will ever see. People are going to be like, how are you all so happy? It's like, oh, I finally found my people. It will come after each one of you has done some really deep, intense healing on your own. First, it may be 3 of you, and then later another person comes in and joins you all. It might be even very specifically 3 feminine embodied people and 1 male person. But this is not saying that's their identity, just saying from a very external, cis-typical way of describing people. Sorry, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like maybe 3 people who have bodies that hold a womb, and maybe 1 person who has a body that does not hold a womb. I don't know any other way to explain it. 4 beings. That's all you got to know. 4 beings. I think group number 4, and this is just going to be, again, take it where it resonates. It may be hard at first to think these are your people. Maybe you've been burned a few times, and hey, we all have, but these are your people. I think you're going to show them your fire, and they're going to be like, okay, group number 4, all right, we love you anyway. Yeah, these people are not going to betray you. They're not. They have nothing. There's not a bone in their body that's even thinking that way. No, you're going to know. Group number 4. These are your folks. They feel safe. They feel they just feel safe and secure. I mean, that's what Spirit is saying. Yeah. I think they're also very subtle people, so it's not going to be like, da-da, we are your soul tribe. It's more like there's going to be an energetic understanding. And these people are not going to feel like exy people to you. There's not that kind of energy with them. Okay? It's not exy energy. It's friend energy, platonic energy. Oh, and boy, do they have a cup for you, group number 4, and you got a cup for them. I think you all encourage each other. You all have each other's back. You all protect each other. It's really quite literally a victory that I think you all on some different psychic level felt was coming. Different from group number 3, this is your friends, your community. And they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot. So that means if you haven't met them yet, you're about to meet them. And if you have met them, wow, this is going somewhere. It's going to take its own unique time. But you all are going to plant seeds with each other, and you will see these beautiful, beautiful flowers for each other grow. And it's going to attract more wealth for all of you. It's going to attract more inner peace for all of you. Really, if I had to rename this reading, I would say a new level of peace you all feel because of these connections, because of this connection. It's not obsessive. I mean, everything that's kind of toxic, it's not coming out in the forefront of these relationships. There's commitment, not obsession. There's prosperity, not greed. There's action, but it's careful. There's victory without boastfulness. There's love without lust. There's the ability to wait, and there's the ability to act. So that's these people, group number 4. They're quite an amazing bunch. But again, Spirit is saying and alluding to, it may surprise you in the end who these people are. Like I said, they all got their own little unique thing. And I think together, it seems like a very interesting group of people. Spirit is giving me some kind of like imagery of you all going out to dinner, and the people serving you are like, how do you all know each other? It's like that. Like, wow, what an unexpected group. I think that's what Spirit would say. Unexpected. Not weird, but unexpected. So group number 4, that's the new level of peace that you're feeling. As a result of knowing who you are and loving who you are, you attract in people of that same energy, that same vibe, and same commitment. So group number 4, if you resonate with any or all of this channeled message, could you please give it a thumbs up? It's a way to help me grow this brand new channel. And if you like the way that I channel messages and want to stay connected, please consider subscribing. All you do is click that bell and you will get notified when I upload new channeled messages and tarot readings. If this is where we part, group number 4, I've really enjoyed this. It's very inspiring. And I will see you all in the next reading. Thank you.